Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So once again back to the board. So that means I'll be giving you explanations with planetary placements. And once again, I apologize. I'll be only using the South Indian chart because I am very familiar with that. It's not only that I cannot do two charts at the same time for the same thing. It will be like a repetition. So please learn the South Indian way of practicing houses. So this particular day, I will be starting Daridra Yogas. Daridra Yoga, the name itself very clearly suggests that a person goes through extreme hardships, failures, rejections, dejections, disrespect, humiliation. See all those words, very tough words. He cannot handle himself in the social background. He cannot handle himself. It's as good as he feels every day that, why am I living? What's this life for? So, let us get into this one by one. There are many Daridra Yogas, and I'll explain them one by one from today. This particular yoga is involving the 12th Lord, the Ascendant Lord, and the Marakas. So, who are the Marakas? The second Lord and the seventh Lord. Seventh Lord is a Maraka and also represents a spouse. Second Lord is a Maraka and also represents wealth. I think many people would have guessed it already. But anyway, let us go one by one. Ascendant Lord in the 12th house. This is the factors. These are the factors, these specifications to understand Daridra Yoga. Number one, Ascendant Lord in the 12th house. Okay, let us take any ascendant. So I will take Meena Rashi. So who is the Ascendant Lord here? It is Jupiter. So let us put it here. So Ascendant Lord in the 12th house. So this is the sign for Jupiter. Okay. 12th Lord in the Ascendant. 12th Lord in the Ascendant. Please understand, when I am telling houses, you should be very clear that it should be seen from the Bhava chart. And if I am telling the 12th Lord and the Lagna Lord, it has to be seen from the D1. That is the first chart, Rashi Kundali or Lagna Kundali. Bhava chart is the equal Bhava method which I am using as on date. Okay. So, Ascendant Lord in the 12th house, 12th Lord in the Ascendant. The 12th Lord should be conjunct. The third thing is very important. Only this thing will give you good foreign travel, foreign education, many things. But this is very important. The 12th Lord should be conjunct or aspected by a Maraka. So, who is the Maraka for this? There are two Marakas here. One is a Maraka, but it's an extremely Shubha Yoga Karaka for this Lagna, that is Mars. So here, Mars is a Maraka, plus you have Mercury as a Maraka. Mars being the second Lord and Mercury being the seventh Lord, that is the sign of owner of the sign of Virgo. So the owner of the sign of Aries, Mars, and the sign of Virgo is Mercury. So if Mars has to aspect the ascendant, then it has to be here. We'll take up Mars first. Here or with the ascendant, with the ascendant Lord. This is for the ascendant. This is the ascendant Lord. 12th Lord in ascendant, 12th Lord, correct. It has to aspect the 12th Lord, not the ascendant Lord, 12th Lord. I got confused. I was thinking about the ascendant more. So the 12th Lord's conjunction or aspect by a Maraka. The 12th Lord is Saturn. So it has to be as aspected or it has to associate itself with a Maraka, Mars. Or it has to be here or it can be here. Quite a confusing pattern. Let us see. Why this? Because Mars has the fourth aspect. This because Mars has the seventh aspect. And this because Mars has the eighth aspect. 4, 7, 8 special aspects of Mars. And Mars with the 12th Lord. This particular combination comes under Daridra Yoga. What actually happens? The causes. Diseases. In this case, Mars is in the 6th house and diseases will be prominent, very strong. Lagnadipati weak. A weak ascendant lord shows that the person does not have good health. One point. Second point is diseases, 6th house.
And from here it aspects Jupiter also.
Exactly. Here it has the 7th aspect to Jupiter. So this position gives rise to a lot of difficulty. If I take this position, that is Mars posited in the ascendant along with Saturn, lot of friction between the 12th Lord and the Maraka. 12th Lord shows hospitalization, wasteful travel and wasteful expenses. And if that is sitting along with the Lord of Wealth and Maraka, that means you will lose health, wealth and prosperity because of this combination. This is not a Raja Yoga, this is a Daridra Yoga. And all Daridra Yogas are functional only if the Lagnadipati is weak. If the Lagnadipati is strong, no Daridra Yoga will manifest. So that you should understand. We will go through the other Daridra Yogas also. You will understand this point very clearly. So let us go to the second point, the second cause. Dispute with spouse. This is a very important point. The 7th house is the spouse. And when you see the 7th house, you can see Mars here in this case. But what if Mars is here and here? Will there be dispute? Yes. Then we have to take this Bhavat Bhava from the 7th. That is the Bhavat Bhava principle. That is the house from another house. The 7th house for this native is Virgo and this is the ascendant of spouse. So the ascendant, from the ascendant of spouse, if you take the perspective, you can see that the 7th Lord Jupiter has gone to the 6th house and the 6th Lord Saturn has gone to the 7th house. The exchange of lordships, and very clearly the Maraka is nothing but the 8th Lord for the spouse, which is for desires and disputes. And here it is Mars, an aggressive dispute, which is sitting along with Lagna, or it is aspecting the Lagna from anywhere else where the 12th Lord also is posited. Why I am here not clearly telling only that the Mars is aspecting Lagna is because the factor is Mars should aspect the 12th Lord. So why am I so stressing on this point? I'll just tell you why. Let us say Saturn is at 20 degrees and Mars from here, let us say it is somewhere at around 2 degrees. So when Mars is at 2 degrees here, what actually happens is that it aspects Saturn. If you see, Mars has both the 7th and the 8th aspect. The 7th house of Mars comes and hits at 2 degrees here. Seventh direct aspect of Mars comes and hits at 2 degrees in Pisces. From 2 degrees in Pisces, the next 2 degrees in Aries, the full aspect is there. Why? Mars has the sixth, seventh, and the eighth aspect. So you need to see the degree wise aspect. Only then you will understand whether the aspect ratio is strong, whether the intensity of the event is strong or weak. If you don't understand this, please go through each chart, try to understand the strength of the event. You will understand that. So, Bhavat Bhava principle of the seventh should be seen. Displacement and loneliness. That is, a person will suddenly get a job very far away from his place of birth, has to leave his family. Leave his family. Kutumbasthanadipati is sitting along with the 12th Lord, which shows that loss of family. That doesn't mean that he will lose everybody. It means that he will go away from everybody to earn his living, to help his family, to lead a normal life. That person is going away. It might be the husband or the wife to another faraway place and work there for 12 hours or 14 hours, live on his own breakfast or somebody else's cooked food, and then again send the money, visit them only once in a year or once in 2 years. That is what is Daridra Yoga, the yoga of penury and poverty. Penury also is total penniless, but also it shows that you are weak, helpless, and you need support. So that is also seen in displacement. What is loneliness? I have explained to you that though within the family, he will lose support of his family members because of this combination of the second and the 12th sitting in the ascendant, or the 12th sitting in the ascendant and the second displaced in such a way that it is aspecting the ascendant or the 12th lord, sorry, 12th lord in particular. So that is, he loses support, he loses respect from his own family members. He feels like leaving his house and going away any day. So this particular heights of depression, heights of feeling of failure is also a Daridra Yoga. So, coming to another point, as my wife suggested very clearly here, that people feel that going abroad is a great Raja Yoga. That's all because, very clearly, that's all because you have that, rupee and dollar difference today. What tomorrow? The rupee gains the supremacy and the dollar loses its value. Will you people jump around and tell that, okay, we will go out of India and we will live somewhere? You will feel to stay here. So all this is happening because you want to earn. It is as good as a Daridra Yoga. That is, earlier days, going away from even a village was called as banishment. Going away in the sense that, the villagers will banish you for a year because of this particular thing and punishment. You are banished from the village. You are not supposed to stay in the village. These things were happening many thousand years back. Not even 1,000 years. Let us go into around 400, 500 years back. Banishment was there as a punishment rule in the kingdoms of many kings in India and around India. So nowadays, if somebody tells, I am banishing you, I am going to send you to US or UK, happily people will pack their bags and they'll tell, okay, we are ready to be banished. Try to understand the perspective of the change of era and the change of understanding things. Earlier days, this particular banishment was called as Daridra Yoga. Today, because of the situation, you feel traveling abroad is an opportunity to make more money and live a better lifestyle. Yeah.
I want to add one point here.
Mhm.
Like people, they hear that they have got a job abroad. So right here in India, they feel that it's such a great thing. But the one who gets the job, he actually knows what exactly he's doing.
Yeah.
Like it's only like people know that only 5% they are earning good money. 95% people are struggling. to make their ends
Now
meet.
more than 95% they are struggling. I get a lot of calls from abroad and many people consult me, and I'll tell you, it's such a tough job to earn well. Both husband and wife, they are not able to provide time to their children. They have to earn because the education is extremely costly.
They have to do
And
menial jobs.
Menial jobs.
But they will not come and tell here.
Yeah. That more than 50% of the people are doing that. Helping elderly people around. Even many of very well-known people in our own circles, I have spoken to them, and they reveal, but very less people reveal that they are doing this type of a job abroad. They come here because they have that power of exchange in currency. They will hush it up. But anyway, what you have told is that cover up will not work every day. It will one day it will blow up.
person
But
who-
anyway, whatever work you do, there should not be any demarcation in that. Whatever job you do, at least you are working there.
It's like I'm talking about
Tough job.
situation.
So a yoga where you feel that you are hand to mouth. Every day you are thinking of the paycheck which you receive in the end of the month, and you are like, my God, I just got it. And there are already the hawk, the owl, all the mouths open. You have to feed them. That is EMIs, loans, hand loans, the other expenses. They are all open. So they are waiting for you to feed. So finally, what is it in your hand? Pennies.
Now we can talk about the seventh lord, Mercury. The impact will be different.
Yeah, let us go to the seventh Lord Mercury. So, seventh Lord Mercury will be only placed either in the seventh house. Sorry for doing it with my hand. So, okay, seventh Lord Mercury will be placed in the seventh house or here. That's all, because it does not have any special aspect. Mercury is the seventh Lord here. So, being placed in the seventh house and aspecting this ascendant, being in the eighth from the Lagna Lord, it causes lot of disputes with the spouse. Always understand one thing: the ascendant Lord and the seventh Lord should be in good terms. Then your married life will be in good terms. If the ascendant Lord and the seventh Lord are in bad terms, your married life will be in bad terms. Simple. So here it is 8-6 position, 8 and 6. From Mercury it is 6, from Jupiter it is 8. Okay. So here what actually is happening is the 2-12 position between Mercury and Jupiter. Again, both are loss. One is dispute, the other one is expensive placement. A lot of expenses. And this particular placement gives diseases, mental fear, anxiety, phobias, and sleeplessness, which is one of the most important cause for major diseases in our life. We don't give good rest, we go through a battle to survive every day's torture, what we go through in the corporate life. Why it becomes a torture? Why I am using that point is because you are incapable of handling certain issues and certain team members only because you have not taken rest and your mind is not peaceful. So that is insomnia. Insomnia is a very dangerous problem which can be because of this particular combination. So Daridra Yoga have different causes. The effect is that he feels powerless, he feels something like a failure. It might lead into Maraka, right? He can do anything. Untoward incident can happen with himself. So he needs to have the strength to survive. So Daridra Yoga does not mean only poverty, because the Maraka is involved. Very important. Without the Maraka, Daridra Yoga is not at all there. It's something else.
Like for in this case, for Pisces Ascendant, Mercury is more harmful than Mars.
Obviously.
So this they need to understand.
Obviously, because Mars is a yoga
Ninth lord.
karaka, and being the yoga karaka, Mars might inflict less damage and less pain
Compared to-
rather than Mercury, because Mercury will inflict, being a debilitated Mercury with the 12th lord, it actually gives rise to Buddhi Manda Yoga.
And it is the fourth lord also. So the happiness front is
Yeah.
gone.
That also is hit. So I think this is a very detailed explanation of Daridra Yogas, and we will come to these next Daridra Yogas as a day progress.
We have just taken example of Pisces.
Now, it's not that it only applies to Pisces. It applies to all the 12 houses. In case time permits, I will do it for another, house, and we'll explain it
And
later on.
the audience need to understand that the impact of which is more, second lord or the seventh lord, whenever
Correct.
it is different.
Correct.
So accordingly, they have to deduce the results.
We would need feedbacks. It would be very helpful for many audience and many people who actually go through the videos. They will be able to get the real, fact of from a realistic point of view. Thank you.